Hello, I'm Michael. Welcome to the Metaphysical Journey. This is a basic oracle card reading using 3 cards. I'm presenting it to the collective, but it is not for the collective. This is very specific. It'll resonate with a few of you, but not with everyone. But as you listen to it, take the parts that really work for you because there's a lot of different information that'll come in. I am pulling from the Enchanted Forest Oracle by Britta Baumann. And I've pulled the cards ahead of time and had some time to sit and really just think on them, see what comes in to be able to give a more comprehensive reading. And the first card is the current situation, and it says, "Behold beauty." It's a frog. And the card reads, "When you insist that the world is hostile and others are your enemies, don't be surprised that it is so. Self-fulfilling prophecies fortunately work both ways." So self-fulfilling prophecies working both ways, that's actually a positive thing. That means that it's your perception, what you have put into the situation that you're in. And it seems hostile and negative to you, but it also means that you can change that, change your perception on it. Now, with the cards that follow, when I first received this card, I was looking at it thinking, what is this about? Is this about a fairy tale that didn't come true, or life was meant to be a certain way, etc., and it's not that way anymore? And then a song came into my head, and it's an older one, and I want to share a little bit of that with you, of the lyrics. And this is a song by Madonna, and the song is, "This used to be my playground." And the verse says, "This used to be my playground. This used to be my childhood dream. This used to be a place I ran to whenever I was in need of a friend. Why did it have to end?" So I thought, playground, all right. Is this about missing joy or, again, a loss? And then a second song came in to clarify it. And that is a song by, I haven't heard this one in a long time. It's Vida La Vida by Coldplay. And this is the line that I was drawn to. One thing, and what I was hearing was the words, where is this? "Sweep the streets I used to own." That was what I was hearing, about sweeping the streets I used to own. But it says, "I used to rule the world. Seas would rise when I gave the word. Now in the morning I sleep alone. Sweep the streets I used to own. I used to roll the dice, feel the fear in my enemy's eyes. Listen as the crowd would sing. Now the old king is dead. Long live the king." And notice the card, the frog. It's kind of a prince looking thing. So that's really what this reading is specifically about. This is about a loss of status or prestige or power in some group that you were a part of. You used to rule the roost. You were the top dog on the pile, and now you're feeling like you are at the bottom. So what has changed? There has been an energy shift, and you're no longer in power. And so it seems very hostile to you right now, because whereas you used to be the final word, now you get all this pushback. And this actually can be taking place not just with a job, but with a group of people that you're associated with. You used to be the influencer, and now you feel like you're being pushed out. Now, another thing that's also factoring into this is that you have other people that are fueling the fire, stirring the pot, telling you all kinds of stuff, and it just keeps you upset. So it doesn't allow you to, it almost forces you to feel like everyone's against me. Now, really think about that and the situation that you're currently in, because if this is your reading, you know exactly what I'm talking about right now. Where you are, it's like, wow, things have changed. This used to be, I loved this. I liked being a part. Now I feel like I'm just, an outsider. Everyone's against me. My ideas no longer matter. The things I say don't matter. It's like I'm being pushed out. I'm the bottom dog on the pile, and I'm the one that originally built the pile, So you know exactly what I'm referring to in your life. But really step back from this and look at it as an observer. See it for what it is. Use your intuition on this one. Where is the negativity coming from? Is it that you're feeling it energetically in the group? Or is it being fueled by someone telling you things? It's always your best friend, your best friend that comes and says, I don't want to upset you, but there's some stuff you need to know. Cut that off right there. Cut them off. If they are your friend and they truly care about your feelings, they shouldn't be telling you this stuff because it's gossip and it's just making it worse. And many times the ones that are going to come and tell you all that, they are jealous of you and they're actually the ones trying to take you down and they're getting it stirred up. And if they know that it upsets you, they'll keep going. So we use the label friend way too casually in this country. We really do. Other places it's different. They have different terms for it. But in this country, we say, oh, they're my friend. No, they're not. If they are doing that, your friend will not tell you something that's going to hurt and upset you unless it's something you absolutely need to know because there needs to be a reality check there. But for the most part, they shouldn't be sharing gossip. So factor that in, kind of rule that out. Because if you're sitting there and this is where you've been for a while and you're just looking at it saying, this sucks, this is awful, I don't like this, I need to get out. So pay attention to that. Now, the other thing factoring into this is that there are a lot of changes taking place. You've changed in how you see things, how you perceive things, and the energy is just different now. Whereas it used to be, you could go along and get along and everything was fine. It's much different for you now because you're seeing things more clearly. And you're also seeing patterns, not just with the people around you, but within yourself, that the things that you used to say, whatever, they're upset or they're this or they're that, I'll just let it go. Now you're like, I can't let that go anymore. This has got to stop. I am not happy with this. This is miserable. I should not have to put up with this. This is not why I'm here. This is not why I'm here. That is critical right there. Why are you here? Why are you where you are in that situation? What has kept you there? Is it because of power or you want to be accepted? You want to be needed? If you're no longer feeling it, perhaps you've changed and the group has not. It's time to move on. The next card that came up, and this kind of explains a little bit more about why you're feeling what you're feeling. And this says, do it your way. You were never meant to fit in. You were born to be a wild and free force of nature, here to build new and better worlds. Allow yourself to go and do that. Here to build better worlds. So you have a purpose and a mission. And in this environment that you're currently in, that you're ready to get out because it's dog eat dog and you don't like red meat maybe, and you're ready to leave. It's because you are feeling pulled or led to something different. And that's why until you make that change, take that action, nothing falls in our laps, unfortunately. Until you take that action, if you keep staying where you are, it's the pressure is just going to intensify. It's going to get to the place where you have to leave. You have no other option because you and your higher self is basically telling you, you need to move on. It's time. What more do you need to see? How much more has to be placed in front of you before you finally say, you know what? I think I get it. Yeah, this is cruddy. This is no longer a playground. I was a child, I was happy. And when I was a child, I acted like a child. But now that I'm an adult and I have something to do, I need to act like an adult and take action toward what I'm supposed to do. You can no longer shirk the responsibilities of just saying, okay, I'm just going to keep putting up with it. You've got to let that go. So do it your way. And this is what is this? This is the flower fairies. When they come forward, everybody listens, right? The flower fairies. But they're there and they're just having their own little whatever. They're creating magic. And that's what you're asked to do. Be the magician. If you don't like where you are in the environment, create a new environment. Make it however you want it to be, because you can do that. Now, this is a lesson that personally I am also experiencing in my life right now and going through. It's like I kept waiting for the plan, to find out what the plan is, and asking my guides, lead me in the right direction. I have all these things I've been working on. How do I apply it? Where do I put it, etc. And my guides have not told me where to put it exactly, but it's like what I'm getting from that, and then also from different people, I'm getting confirmation. It's like, dude, you need to move on. You need to get out of these stuck patterns. Stop letting this happen to you. Drop that, save yourself, and create your own reality here. We're not going to tell you what the next chapter is. We're waiting for you to write the next chapter. Once you do that, then we will step back in and start giving some guidance and ideas to help you get to where you want to go. And that leads to the last card. And I promise you, this is what came out, and I was like, this could not get any better. And this is a new chapter. When things seem to be falling apart, be aware that things may be coming together in new ways that, what is that word? That suit the next phase of your life even better. So this is a new chapter. Now, we've seen cards like this all the time in Oracle. Every Oracle deck has one, new beginning, transition, crossroads, blah, blah, blah. It's cliche almost. The new chapter, what this means is, what the new chapter is what you're going to write. It's not been written. You have to write it. So what is the next chapter of your life? What do you want it to be? You are the one that's going to be the author of that. And when you put that in place, when you put it into words, the universe is like, we have something to work with now. Now we know the script. It's as if you are a playwright. Let's say you're Shakespeare, right? You're Shakespeare, and you have a brand new idea for a play, and all the actors come in and they're sitting there in front of you, and you're looking at them and they're waiting for you to tell them, what's the play about? What role do we take? What's the storyline? What's the plot? All this type of stuff. That's what your guides are doing. And they're waiting for you to tell them, this is the storyline. This is the chapter we're going to act out next. This is the next scene of my life. And because this has not been written, the fairy tale is ended. It's time for the next chapter. Eventually, the fairy tale does end, and the characters go on to another story, into something different that you are supposed to write. So in between the two, we have do it your way. What does that mean? This means that it's not decided for you by anyone else. It's you. So if you feel stuck right now, as many of us do in one way or another, if your life has completely stalled out, you've done everything you know to do, and it just gets worse. It doesn't change. You go in with the best attitude ever, and before 5 minutes, your attitude is down the drain, and you're like, why did I even get out of bed this morning? What's the point? And that's a question we ask a lot. What's the point? What's the meaning of my life if this is the way it's going to play out? You do your best to be the best possible person you can be. You work hard, you sacrifice, you give to others. You even help little old ladies across the street. You truly are saintly. And your life sucks. Why? Is it because you have failed? Not in the bigger picture, no. We've all failed in one way or another. And in this particular reading, and this part applies to a lot of people, where we have failed is not others. We've made sure of that because we always put them first. We have failed ourselves because we've stopped being the author of our own life. We're waiting for some external author to step in and save us and tell us this is what you're meant to do. How many of you have reached out and spoken to your guides or, your team, whoever it is? Do we really know who they all are? No, a lot of times it's our higher self we're talking to, and that's connected to everything. But whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You are reaching beyond yourself to say, I need some help here. Tell me what to do. I've had 59 readings in the last week and a half, and I'm still not getting the answers that I'm seeking. I have pulled cards like crazy. I have paper cuts on my fingers. I've pulled so many cards looking for the answers. Why won't you give me an answer? And basically what they're looking down on, wherever they are, what they're looking at us and basically thinking is, we can't give you an answer when you haven't even asked a question. What are you questioning? What do you want to answer to? Many times what we're putting out there is, tell me what to do. And it's not their job to tell us what to do. What they're saying is, well, what do you want to do? And what do you want help with? That we can work with. But you have free will. We can't tell you what to do. We will not give you the answer because we don't dictate your life. You do. Each of us dictate our lives. We're the author of our lives, and we have failed in that way because we've given up on ourselves and started possibly to believe that it's hopeless. There's no beauty anymore. There's nothing there. There's no beauty in the world. And if I don't see beauty in the world, and if you don't see beauty in the world, it's because you're not seeing it within yourself. And we have failed. And I know I'm bringing myself into this because I'm there with you on this. There's a lot of information on this one. So what's the way forward? You're probably wondering after these 3 cards, what's the way forward? We know that there's a new chapter that has to be written, and that is the start. The way forward is to really take some time with yourself, step away from the chaos that you're currently in, and just ask yourself, all right, what do I want? What do I want my life to look like? The fairy tale ended. It wasn't that, obviously. What do I want? I've kissed you're thinking I've kissed a lot of princes or a lot of frogs. They didn't turn into princes, or they did, then they turned back into frogs. It's just, it doesn't work. Everything that I've been trying is not working. And that's probably because you may have been trying and watching what everyone else does. You're getting guidance from your friends that they're the first ones to be there to help you out, to tell you this is what you should do. And look at their lives. Has it worked for them? You might want to be cautious about who you listen to, but still hear their words and think about it. Okay, yeah, thank you for that advice. I see how you said that you did it, but how would I do it? If you want to do it your way, you first have to understand, what is your way? Do you have one? You don't have a way if you don't know what the destination is. Where are you going? Where are you heading? Are you just free floating? And that's what we do so many times in our lives. We just go with the flow. And we hear that all the time, go with the flow. And there's some things that's absolutely true. Meaning, don't beat yourself up. Give yourself a lot of grace right now and realize that you do have the power within you. You are a creator, whether you realize it or not. It's one of the things that I think we spend most of our lives just trying to figure out, not figure out what our purpose is and what our destination is, but to figure out who we are. Because once you step into that power, once you start to realize who you are, the rest starts to fall into place because you create that as you go. You create that, no one else. So that's the message. I hope that resonated with some people and that will help you. And if you took nothing else away from this, take one thing, and that is you have sole ownership and responsibility for your life, for your actions, for how you show up, and for what happens in the future. The step you take today determines the outcome of the future. Never let anyone take that away from you, because it's yours. Thank you so much for following me on the metaphysical journey, and I hope you have an amazing week, a week filled with purpose, on purpose. Bye.